What is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be bringing you a very exciting video. This is going to be the audiobook version of my $0 to $1,000 per day with TikTok ads and dropshipping ebook. Now, if you haven't seen this ebook, I released it a couple weeks ago and it's been really good seeing your guys' reactions to it, and I think it's a really valuable ebook, and there's already people finding winning products using the contents of this ebook, and it's only been out for a couple of weeks. So I wanted to use this opportunity to kind of come in here and release an audiobook version where I will be reading the book to you and also adding in some extra, tips and stuff wherever it comes up. I'm going to be treating this more like a conversation and not kind of like exactly reading word for word in the ebook, even though I'll try my best to do so. I'm not the best reader. Seriously, ask any of my teachers. I was terrible in school. Either way, I'm going to be reading to you this ebook and I'm super excited. On the screen, I probably won't keep the camera on the whole time, but I'll at least be scrolling through the ebook so that you guys can follow along if you're somebody that wants to view the screen and read along with me, or if you're somebody who wants to just shut this video off and let it play in the background while you're driving or while you're doing a workout, whatever it is. So without further ado, thanks for checking out this video. I hope you enjoy the ebook. I will leave a link in the description to download this ebook if you want to download it and read it for yourself. But let's get right into this audiobook. Alright guys, welcome to the audiobook for $1,000 per day with TikTok ads and dropshipping. My entire strategy on how you can go from $0 to $1,000 per day on sales using TikTok ads and dropshipping. I've been working on this ebook for quite a long time. I released it a couple weeks ago and I'm super duper excited to bring it to you guys, especially in this audiobook format, which I've never done before. I've had a lot of previous ebook experience. I've written, 5 or 6 books so far, basically breaking down my strategies over the years, and this is my most recent one, and I probably put the most thought into this one, and obviously through the experience that I got through my last ebooks and seeing the way that it affected people, I've been able to basically formulate an ebook strategy that allows me to portray my messaging in a way that allows you to learn in the best way possible. So for this ebook, it's really a walkthrough on the entire process, like everything that you need to do to get from absolutely nothing to getting to over $1,000 per day with TikTok ads. And I keep saying that, but we're going to go ahead and scroll down to the table of contents so that you can see really what we're going to be talking about in this ebook. So in the first chapter, we're basically going to be doing an overview of TikTok ads. In the next chapter, I'm going to be talking about how you should be utilizing this ebook. And of course, I'm going to be giving you guys some advice from my perspective, some bonus stuff that's not in the book wherever I see fit. I'm going to be going over the entire process in the next chapter, so kind of like an overview of everything. We'll cover that one more time. Now, to start off, we're going to be going straight into product research, some of the methods that we've been using there. You can see the breakdowns of the different subcategories under that chapter. Next thing we're going to be talking about is building your store. Really basic chapter, not much to go through there because building your store is really simple stuff. The next thing we're going to talk about is getting ad creatives. After that, we're going to talk about launching your initial TikTok ads test campaign, and we're also going to be going through how to analyze that campaign, so deciding whether or not it's a winner. And of course, we're going to be going way more in depth on these things once we get to the actual chapters. Right now, I'm just overviewing the glossary. And then at the very end, I'm going to be giving you an overview of the entire process from start to finish now that you've already listened to it or read all of it, depending on which way you're consuming this, and kind of show you the best way to utilize this book to be able to go out and actually get the results. So to start us off, first question that is asked is, what is TikTok? TikTok is an entertainment-based social media app. Similar to YouTube, people visit this app to watch videos and share with their friends. The videos are often short and highly entertaining, and when I say highly entertaining, I mean disgustingly entertaining. If you go on this app, you will not get off of it. TikTok has an algorithm that will customize the videos that essentially it uses an algorithm to show videos that are customized to your specific interests and basically what you like. It's really crazy the way that the algorithm works. And of course, it's super duper easy to switch from one video to the next. So if you see a video and you don't like it, you can instantly swipe away and get to a video that you do like. And I think the mixture of these two things, like the algorithm and how easy the app is to use, it creates a really highly addictive platform that has brought in millions of users, leading it to be one of the fastest growing social media apps of the century. And by the way, did I mention that TikTok is very addicting for the users? What are TikTok ads? So after gaining said millions of users, TikTok released an advertising platform that essentially allows businesses to advertise on the platform in a similar way to like what Facebook did with their advertising platform. TikTok follows a native style of advertising, which of course we'll be talking about more later in this book when it comes to taking advantage of that and using it to our opportunity and why it's important to understand that in the first place. This essentially means that users are scrolling through their For You page. Get familiar with the term For You page because we'll be using it a lot in this ebook. It's essentially the feed. Like if you're comparing this to Facebook, it's essentially the Facebook news feed, just on TikTok instead. So users scroll through their For You page and they will see advertisements in the mixture with their normal content. So it's kind of hard for users to determine what's an ad and what's not. The only thing that tells them is there's a little sponsored button and obviously there's a call to action button on the actual advertisement. So super native. This creates a really good opportunity for brands to advertise to their normal users in an environment that's comfortable to their potential customers. So, somebody's sitting on their bed, they're comfortable sitting at home, just kind of scrolling through their phone. You have an opportunity to put yourself in that situation and you can put yourself in front of those customers that are, in that comfortable situation. I think this is really important to recognize and you can definitely use this to your advantage. Now, on the back end of TikTok ads, it's very similar to Facebook ads in the aspect of like you have an ads manager, there's campaigns, ad groups, and ads underneath the ad groups. It's very, very similar. By the way, it is known that the tracking capabilities, especially after iOS 14, costs of advertising and the support mechanism for TikTok ads are much better than that of Facebook. So there's multiple reasons to this. We don't have to go too in depth, but essentially the cost of advertising, I believe, is a little bit lower because of the less competition, and it's also a little bit of a newer platform. So I think they're trying to incentivize more people to go and advertise on TikTok. And of course, the TikTok ads support reps are just way, way better at their job. Actually, they do their job. That's part of the reason that they're better is because the Facebook ads support reps just kind of send you a copy and paste message, whereas with TikTok ads, if you run an ad and it gets disapproved and you message their support center, they will literally tell you exactly what you did wrong. In some cases, screenshotting what you did and then circling it, making it just super easy to run ads on TikTok. And I think this is one of the beautiful things about TikTok ads and why we've chosen this to kind of use with these methods. So let's go into the opportunity with TikTok ads for dropshippers. So what kind of opportunity does it create? Well, the opportunity lies in the millions of addicted users scrolling through the app every single day, and honestly, even multiple times per day. If you know anybody that uses TikTok, it's not something that you open up like in the morning. It's something that you open up like literally every hour. Like every moment you have to like sit down and look at your phone, people are pretty much using TikTok. It's really, really insane. So there's kind of a mixture of a concoction of things that make advertising such a good opportunity for dropshipping. One of them obviously being the super low advertising costs, compared to Facebook or Google, the native advertising structure of the platform, which like I said, we'll talk about a little bit later on in this audiobook. And of course, TikTok's really, really good advertiser support, which basically gives us dropshippers an amazing opportunity to slide in, find a winning product, and make a bunch of money. It's kind of, like I said, the perfect mixture of things that we need for a great advertising platform, and that's exactly what we are here to talk about, isn't it? Yes, it is. We are here to talk about finding you a winning product and getting you to $1,000 per day. So one thing I would recommend is that if you want to learn more about TikTok and TikTok ads in general, like I said, this ebook is going to be more about strategy and stuff. I would highly recommend watching my YouTube channel and checking out other resources online because I really want to get into the valuable contents of this ebook, and I just don't think talking about TikTok ads in general is super duper valuable, and there's already tons of people out there already talking about it. So let's get into why you're actually here. So a little introduction into this ebook and how to utilize it in the best way. I'm writing this ebook with the hopes that you will read it, implement the strategies that I share, and make a bunch of money. Key being that you actually implement what is taught in this book, assuming you even make it through. I've written many ebooks sharing my e-commerce strategies in the past. I have received over 20,000 downloads of my ebooks, and you would be surprised how many people get one of my books and don't actually end up taking action on them. Never mind even reading them in the first place. I mean, guys, it's ridiculous. I've had tons of people that have printed out the ebooks and put them on their wall, and then a week later, ask me a question that was literally answered in chapter 2. So don't be one of those guys that gets into the book and downloads it and prints it out and does all this stuff and then doesn't actually read it. If you want to be successful following my strategies, you need to actually read the book and you need to actually take action. Now, why the hell should you listen to me? Why should you read the book and why should you take action? Just as the number of people who download my ebooks and don't take action might surprise you, the number of people that download my ebooks actually read them, follow my strategies, and end up finding a winning product and scaling to $1,000 per day or more will actually surprise you as well. My name is Brewer. I started in e-commerce in late 2017 when Facebook was in its peak time for dropshippers. At this point, I was 4 failed businesses deep and not 100% sure if I would figure out this make money online thing. Within 6 months of touching e-commerce, I had already done over $1 million in sales. I started an agency where I would help others grow their e-com stores using my methods. Ever since then, I've been able to generate over $20 million in sales for my clients and counting. I believe the last time we actually calculated it was over 25 million. So I was actually being very conservative when I wrote this in the ebook. Along with millions of dollars being made using my methods, specifically in this ebook or in the YouTube videos that I post, also, hundreds of lives have been changed. So that's one thing that I want you to keep in mind, that when you go out and implement these methods and do these things, not only are you going to be building a successful business, but a side effect of that is actually having your life change around. I've had students buy Porsches. I've had students, buy their first house and then end up making a bunch of money when it goes up in value. I've had students, invest in rental properties. There's so many different things that you can do once you see success. But one thing that I want you to keep in mind is while I have seen many successes, I have seen just as many failures. If not, I've seen more failures than successes. And my unique approach of helping others has allowed me to see firsthand the actions and mindsets of people that actually end up being successful versus the actions and mindsets of people that end up just, kind of doing it and then not seeing anything and then quitting and then leading to failure. One thing to note is that my strategies are heavily built on strong replicability, meaning that while many strategies out there work for some, my methods are optimized to work for all. I would highly encourage you to visit my YouTube channel if you would like to learn more about who I am, what I do, and how I've gotten to where I am. I could make this book 1,000 pages long, but that's not my ideal teaching style. I don't want to write a 1,000-page long book, and I have hundreds of videos on YouTube that you can go through and watch, so I would highly appreciate it if you went and checked that out and left a subscribe. I also want to keep this ebook straight to the point, and I want it to be super actionable for you. So while we're moving out of this introduction to the ebook and stuff, I want you to keep in mind that this book is going to be straight to the point, and I want you guys to get the most value out of it as possible. While I could go in depth on the millions of dollars I've made using my method and the millions of dollars I've made other people using my methods, if you really want to know, just ask around. I've been in this industry for 4 years, worked closely, and even mentored some of the most influential and successful faces in this industry, and I have hundreds of case studies, live trainings, interviews out there for you to watch, learn from, hear my stories, hear my student stories, my employees' stories even. Now that this introduction is out of the way, I hope you trust me enough to actually follow the book, read it, do the things that I say, follow the strategies inside of the ebook, and treat it like your TikTok ads dropshipping Bible. Let's get into the specific strategies that you can use to actually scale your store to $1,000 per day. So in this chapter, we're going to be going over the process. So I've built many stores to $1,000 per day in sales with TikTok ads, and it's a lot simpler than you may think. I follow a very structured process that goes like this: product research, store build, ad creatives, initial test campaign, analyze, repeat. When you find a winning product, we will discuss what a winning product looks like at the end of this video, just for you guys who don't know. You transition into scaling and get to past $1,000 per day in sales, or whatever number you want to scale to. If the product doesn't work, you simply repeat the process over and over again. Building a dropshipping store to $1,000 per day with TikTok ads is really just this simple replication of this process. In this ebook, I'll be going more in depth on each of these steps, making sure that you know everything that goes into them and making sure that you can take each step as carefully as possible and place each brick as carefully as possible. And most importantly, using a proven method. You cannot forget that point. So let's move into the chapter where we talk about product research. Explanation of product research for TikTok. Doing product research with the goal of finding a winning product on TikTok is a little bit different from product research with the goal of finding a winning product on any other platform. Now, essentially what that means is it's a little bit different than trying to find a winning product for Google, and it's a little different than trying to find one for Facebook. But we still use the same method that I kind of coined, the copycat method. This is basically where we look for products that are profitable for other people and then sell them for ourselves, whether that's copying or replicating or taking inspiration from. We follow specific criteria, look for certain types of products, and use a couple different methods to actually go out and find them. In this chapter, we will be covering everything you need to know about product research, and of course, I'll be recommending different video trainings that are on my YouTube channel that I made so that you can learn more and actually watch me do these things as opposed to just listening to it in an audiobook or reading about it in an ebook. And of course, if you want access to these links, you can click the link in the description and download the ebook to yourself. So let's get into the specific criteria that you need to follow in order to find six-figure TikTok ad products. There's essentially 6 different criterias that we look for when conducting product research. I will go over them briefly in this chapter. None of these work well on their own, so you must keep them all in mind when searching for products. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram. I'm super active on there, and I try to get back to everybody's questions. My username is Noah D. Brewer. Go ahead and look me up, and make sure to give me a follow, guys, because I post a lot of different things on my story throughout the month. And again, it's a great place to reach me if you have general questions or if you're in a unique situation and none of my videos in this ebook doesn't help for your specific situation. Great way to get some extra advice. So the first criteria is existing TikToks with 100,000 likes or more. So if a product has an existing TikTok already posted about it that has over 100,000 likes, there's a good chance that the product will sell well on TikTok. We kind of look at this as a validation that the product is proven to at least grab attention on the platform and gain a little bit of traction on its own. So you can kind of look out there, try to find people that have already posted videos about the product that you want to sell, and if it did good already, it's a good indicator that it could do good again on your ads. And I'm sorry about my mouse moving over the ebook. It's kind of how I read, so sorry if it bothers you. I'll try to keep it off the screen. The next criteria that we use is previous/current winning products from other platforms. So if a product has been or is a current winning product on a different advertising platform, there's a really good chance it will also be a winning product on TikTok. Now, it's not 100% conversion rate, whereas every single winner on Facebook is also going to work on TikTok. But like I said, it's a great indicator, especially if you have a lot of experience with Facebook ads or Google ads or one of these other platforms, and you're already familiar with a lot of the products that work over there. You could be in a unique situation to just essentially already have a bunch of winning products that you could just move over to TikTok, even bringing it to an extent where you may have data for those products if you did them on your own stores, right? So that's something to keep in mind. The next criteria is essentially 2 criteria put into one, and it has to do with the product cost. So we're looking for a product cost between $5 and $30 and a gross profit margin of over 50%. So essentially what this means, if the product is costing you, for example, $40 and you want to have a 50% gross profit margin, you're going to have to sell that product for at least $80. And the reason I say that the sweet spot is between $5 and $30 is because we see the most success with products that sell between $10 and $60, essentially just getting the best ROAS and overall profitability on the platform. So in order to meet the 50% gross margin requirement and staying between the $10 and $60 price point, you're going to want to find products that cost between $5 and $30, just kind of a general rule of thumb. The next thing that you should keep in mind is that general products perform the best. On many other platforms such as Facebook or Google, you can see that niche specific products usually perform the best, while TikTok has been a little bit different for us, and the products that we see performing the best are products that solve a specific problem for a broad group of people. Super niche products can work on TikTok, but like I said, we've had the most success with broad niche products, and there's multiple reasons for this. If you want to learn why, you can check out my YouTube channel. I've talked about it a few times, but it is something that you should just know. In general products perform the best. One thing that you also want to keep in mind when you're doing your product research is the product needs to be able to be sold in a TikTok style advertisement. We're going to talk about what a TikTok style advertisement is in a little bit, but due to the nature of TikTok ads, it's super native platform, you have to be able to advertise your product in a way that speaks to the TikTok user. Essentially doesn't really look like an ad. It looks like a TikTok. Check out the TikTok Creative Center. It's an app that TikTok put out there that basically allows you to see all of the ads running on TikTok. Well, not all of them, but most of them that check off the Creative Center box. If you want to see some examples of, TikTok ads that are already performing really well, and it'll also help you kind of like visualize and envision how you could create an ad for a specific product when you're doing your product research. So that's the basic criteria that you can use when you're looking for products to sell on TikTok. Like I said before, you want products to hit multiple of these criteria, not only one. They work very, very well together, so make sure you don't think a product is good just because of the price. You want it to hit multiple of these. It's okay if it doesn't hit all of them, but again, you want it to hit most of these when you're doing your product research, and if it does, then that product should be good to test, and you should be ready to move on to, the actual building of the store and getting the ads and stuff, which we'll talk about here soon. So now that you have an idea of what to look for, let's talk about how to look for them and where to look for them. Product research method number 1, finding products on TikTok. Copycat method. Sometimes the gold is right under your nose. Finding winning products on TikTok has been our number 1 product research method so far. Big surprise. Of course, it's not a big surprise, but it is very, very true. There are a couple of ways to do it, and I will be explaining them in the next few paragraphs. Scrolling through the For You page. Hopping on TikTok as a user, you will be given a For You page where you can see existing TikToks being posted. Scrolling through the For You page can be a great way to stumble upon great products, but it is a little bit unpredictable, and I don't 100% recommend it as your only product research method. When you're scrolling through your For You page, you will see advertisements from other advertisers. This is going to be one of the best ways to stumble upon, winning products, and you will likely be shown an advertisement about every 5 to 6 TikToks you scroll through, and you can sit there and just bang them out. And every advertisement you can see, you can copy the link and put it in a Google Drive so that you can look back on all the different advertisements that you saw. This is also really interesting because you can see how many likes it gets, and you can see the engagement in the comment section. And if somebody else is spending money showing you that advertisement, you can pretty much assume that it's either making them money, or maybe they're in the early stages, or maybe they're just stupid. But most of the time it's making them money, and it's a good way to find winning products. Here's a little pro tip for you guys. If you see an actual advertisement on your For You page for an e-commerce product, it's a good idea to, like the ad, click into the website, maybe add it to your cart, leave a comment, basically show TikTok that you're interested in that specific advertisement, and they're going to start showing you more advertisements from other e-commerce stores because you've already engaged with one of them. So this is just a little algorithm trick that most of you probably already know, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Pro tip number 2, scroll on TikTok for 1 to 2 hours per week as a user to stay up to date on current trends on the platform. This will allow you to jump on any opportunity to capitalize on new trends or products that pop off on the platform. We'll get into this a little bit more later on in this ebook, but it is something worth mentioning right now. Another way that you can find winning products on TikTok is searching through hashtags. So when you get tired of scrolling, there is something else that you can do. Click the search button on your app and you will be able to search hashtags such as hashtag products or hashtag AliExpress to see TikTok videos that are using that hashtag. This is a great way to find products, and it is very predictable as opposed to just scrolling through your For You page and crossing your fingers hoping that, Jesus himself comes and drops a winning product on your For You page. It essentially brings up a bunch of TikTok videos about products right up on your screen. It's super simple. There are many hashtags that you can look up as well. It's not just hashtag AliExpress, hashtag products. So feel free to get creative in what hashtags you use. If you would like more recommendations, I recommend watching the videos below to learn more. Now, I did mention a few more hashtags in these videos, but they're not that hard to find if you just go on TikTok and start looking at the hashtags people are using. Overall, scrolling through TikTok is likely the best way to find winning products for your store. Below, I will link some video training that I have made on product research that goes a little more in depth on the subject. I even go as far as sharing my screen and finding products with you so that you can see how it is done for yourself. Check them out and then come back to this ebook. Product research method number 2, Pioneer method. If you want to get more creative or explore product research outside of TikTok, then this method is going to be your best friend. I don't 100% recommend this method for beginners, as your lack of experience and knowledge on what makes a great winning product is lacking. But if you are confident in your abilities, this is a sick way to find products, and it's so fun to do, by the way. I know this isn't in the ebook, but I'm just saying it's probably my favorite method, and it's actually how I've been able to make so much money with Facebook ads, is because I actually go out there and find my own products using the Pioneer method and don't just sit around copying people. Not that copying people is bad, I just think you get that little bit of a next level experience when you're doing the Pioneer method, so keep that in mind. There are many ways that you can follow the Pioneer method. Basically, it's just looking for products that you think could perform well based on your own experiences, your own opinions, and your own criteria. This leaves a lot of open space and room for creativity. I've found winning products just by scrolling through AliExpress, Amazon, Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, mail flyers, and even in my own thoughts. With the Pioneer method, the possibilities are endless. This is the primary method I use with Facebook ads because the copycat method doesn't work as well there, but the Pioneer method works amazingly on TikTok. Beware though, it's very easy to waste money testing crappy products by doing this if you don't know what you're doing. I recommend sticking to the copycat method and scrolling through TikTok if you're a beginner. However, I wanted to include this method in this book because sometimes the best winning products are the ones that nobody has found yet. Exposing 2 of my personal $1,000 per day winning products. Now, if you're just listening to the audiobook, this would not be a bad time to go and switch over to the video and watch, or at least the ebook and look at these actual products so that you can kind of see them. But I wanted to leave you off with a couple of examples of products that I personally taken to $1,000 per day. These 2 products are quite saturated now, so I probably wouldn't recommend you to try to sell them today. Seeing these will give you more of a better idea of what types of products work really well on the platform and hopefully strengthen your product research muscle a little bit. Number 1, Lucid Dreaming Sleeping Mask. I actually scaled this product to $1,500 in sales starting from nothing in 48 hours. I filmed the entire process of me building the store, getting the ad, launching the ads, and doing the initial scale to get over $1,000 per day. If you would like to see me go from nothing to $1,500 in 48 hours, watch this video. It's a video that I made where I basically filmed the entire process. This was actually a previously saturated winning product 3 years ago from Facebook ads that I moved onto TikTok. Product number 2, Sun Lamp. This was a very popular product on TikTok. It was found simply by scrolling through the TikTok feed and seeing a TikTok posted by a customer of another seller. The product instantly popped off and we were able to scale it successfully and profitably multiple times. Alright, let's get into building your store. After you have found the product you want to test, it's time to build your store and your product page. In this chapter of this ebook, I will be covering some of the basics, and most of the value you can take from me here is honestly from my video trainings. I will be linking to these in this chapter, and I would highly recommend you go and watch them before building your store. It would be impossible to explain the best way to build a store through text, so check out my videos and I'll show you how to do it. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. So should you do a niche, one product, or general store? The biggest question people usually ask is what type of store performs the best? The answer isn't as black and white as you may think. I've seen all the store build types, niche, general, and one product, perform very well. So I guess it is more important to know the benefits and cons of each. I don't know why I didn't say pros and cons of each there. Anyways. General store. A general store is the easiest and quickest way to test products with dropshipping. It is a store with many niches or subcategories, often in a drop-down menu. This allows you to have one single store for any possible product you would ever want to test. Anytime you want to test a new product, add it to its specified category and test away. There is no need to build a new store for every product you test. This is nice and honestly a very efficient way to test products. It works great, however the downside is there is an argument to be made about the trust factor of a general store. Also keep in mind, if you were to want to transition your product into a brand, you would basically have to change your entire website. So far I've seen way more success with one product stores than I have with general stores on TikTok. So for the sake of my training, we will be more focused on one product stores. Niche store. A niche store is similar to a general store in the way where you can have multiple products on one store, but in the case of a niche store, all of the products are in a single niche. This creates some unique benefits, such as easily being able to be transitioned into a brand and good opportunities for cross-selling once you are scaling. The biggest benefit of a niche store is if you test a product and it doesn't work, you can simply move to another product in the same niche without rebuilding the store. In my opinion, however, since we're mostly selling general products, I've stayed away from niche stores entirely. I believe that you should either do a completely general store or a completely one product store for TikTok ads. If you had to choose between the two, choose the extreme of one instead of trying to be in between them. One product store. One product stores are primarily what we use when testing products with TikTok ads, and the reason we choose this option is because we think it is the most native to the TikTok platform and has outperformed general stores every time we've actually performed a split test. The biggest downside of one product stores is the amount of time and energy it takes to build a one product store for every single product you test. It gets a little bit annoying. I get it. In our experience, it's worth it, however. I also built a system that allows me to build one product stores in less than 20 minutes from start to finish. And I walk you through exactly how you can do this too in one of my training videos below. So make sure that you check it out. Since it's very hard to explain the best way to build a store through text in an ebook, I'm going to leave you with some really good training videos that will show you how to build your store in the best way possible. I recommend you at least skim through these videos before attempting to build your store, as I share a lot of tips on what apps to use, how to structure your pages, how to be incredibly efficient and get the best conversion rates. So I have a few videos here that I recommended, basically building high converting one product stores fast. This is essentially the system that I use to actually really efficiently build one product stores and kind of get over the downside of them. This is one way that you can increase your conversion rates, and this is a full course that I made on TikTok ads and dropshipping where I go over how to build a store. Exposing a $1,000 per day store. I want to show you an example of a real life store that hit $1,500 in sales in its first 48 hours of launching. You may have seen this video featured earlier in this book, but I want to leave it here again in case you skipped over it. In this video, I give myself 48 hours to make as much money as I can, starting from nothing. I found the product, built the store, launched and scaled the ads, filmed the entire process. I showed the homepage, the product page of the store in the actual video, and I think it would be highly valuable for you to see a store that has already made money so you can kind of see what works and, maybe boost your confidence a little bit. So I would definitely recommend watching that video if you haven't yet. So let's talk about getting your ad creatives. How to get ad creatives quickly without ordering the product or filming ads. Getting ad creatives for TikTok ads has always been everybody's first question. How do I get my ads? If you don't already know, what performs best on TikTok is what we like to call user-generated content, or UGC. What this means is that instead of your advertisement being made by a professional, with a camera and all this stuff in a commercial style video, your advertisement should essentially just be a TikTok that talks about your product, filmed on an iPhone by a regular person or an influencer. It is a lot more native to the platform, and the best TikTok ads don't even look like ads. They look like TikToks. So how are you supposed to get this style of video without ordering the product, giving it to an actor or filming your own ads? With commercial style videos, it used to be as simple as finding a video online and temporarily stealing it to test the product. Once you found a winner, then you would order custom content. It was super simple and easy. Once we switched to TikTok style advertisements, it became much harder to do this since there isn't much UGC content out there for many products. Also, you must find certain types of content and edit it together in a certain way in order for it to perform the best on TikTok. We built a team of people to do this for us. They source the UGC style clips, edit them together, and make a proven to convert TikTok ad creative for pretty much any product out there. It's the cheapest, best, and quickest way to get ad creatives to test your products on TikTok with. I have open access to my team, to the public through my content creation company called Viral Ecom Ads. Below, I will link the specific package that I recommend that you use to get your creatives for your product testing on TikTok. I will also provide you with a discount code only available through this ebook, of course. So obviously you can only access the link and the discount code through the ebook, so if you don't have it, go and get it. Alright, now let's talk about launching your TikTok ads test campaign. So how to structure your campaign. I'm going to be honest here, guys. It's going to be very difficult to explain in text exactly how you need to launch your next test campaign on TikTok to test your products in the best way. I just want to say up front that if you are a beginner, you probably will not understand what I'm about to say in the next paragraph, and I would highly recommend that you watch the training linked in the next section of this chapter. I'm going to explain my strategy below, but I highly recommend watching me create the campaign live first, just to make sure that you fully understand how I do it. I would also like you to keep in mind that my strategies are constantly evolving. Things change on the platform, and I'm always improving my methods. Time will pass, and the method shared in this ebook may not be the best current method for testing products with TikTok ads. With that understood, I always post my most recent strategies on my YouTube channel, and I would highly recommend checking it out to make sure that you're following the most up-to-date method. Without further ado, let's get into the juicy product testing method that we've used to find over 50 winning products on TikTok so far. I'm going to start this off by giving you an overview of how we do it, then explain it in a little bit more detail. Basically, we do one campaign, 5 ad groups, and 1 to 3 ads under each ad group. The campaign is optimized for conversions. The ad group is optimizing for complete payment. The budget is $20 per day, targeting USA and Canada, age group and gender, completely broad, and no interest targeting. TikTok platform only, comments off, and downloads off. Lowest cost bidding, and schedule it for midnight. Now, if you have no idea what I just said, please just watch the training video in the paragraph below. It's very hard to explain this stuff through text, and you can follow along with my video as you create your campaign and make sure that you do it correctly. For you listeners, I would highly recommend checking out this video as opposed to trying to understand what the hell I just said. If you did understand it, that's great, but if you didn't, I don't blame you. It's very, very confusing, and you can go back and listen to it 100 times and probably still have no idea what I'm saying. I would highly recommend that you download the book and go and watch that video if you want to see the exact testing strategy that I use. Alright, let's talk about analyzing your product test. So once you actually launch the test, you give it a day, see how it goes. How to determine when a product is a winner or a loser. After launching your initial test campaign, you're going to need to check it the day after to determine if the test worked out or not. When I say worked, I mean it has made sales and it is either profitable or at least breaking even on the first day of running. Think this isn't enough time? Well, for most products, it is. From our experience, the biggest and best winning products on TikTok ads are instantly profitable, almost like magic. The better it does in the first 24 hours, the better it will scale, usually. Some people like to have more hope in their products and let it run for another day or two, or give it another chance with a different creative. Not us, we move quickly. You could test 20 plus products before finding your winner, so time and money efficiency is super important here. If you paid any attention to our testing strategy, you will know that on day 1 of the test campaign, it'll spend up to $100, basically 5 ad groups at $20 per day budget. I always say that you should never lose more than $100 per product that you test. In my experience, there is no need to. This does mean that if you break even, you can spend another $100 trying to make it profitable. For example, if you spent $100 but you made $100 in gross profit in sales, pretty much clears you up to go out and risk another $100. Oftentimes, when this does happen, we'll go out and test new creatives or new campaigns until the total loss for the specific product is $100. Because sometimes you can force a product to work, but usually if it's not profitable within $100, most of the time you're better off moving on. But like I said, try not to lose more than $100, and feel free to stick with a product for as long as you want, as long as you're not losing more than $100. Kind of just like a general rule of thumb. Are you familiar with the dropshipping rabbit hole? I made a fun and enjoyable video talking about this phenomenon. If you aren't aware of it, you need to be very careful or else you may get sucked in. I highly recommend you watch this video before making this mistake and falling into the dropshipping rabbit hole. For you listeners, essentially the dropshipping rabbit hole is where you spend a bunch of money on a single product trying to make it work. You test new creatives, new targeting, new websites. You can basically spend thousands of dollars on a single product if you're not careful, and then end up having that product just not make you any money. So I did make a video going in depth on this, and where you could kind of cut your losses and whatnot, so feel free to go check it out if you want. In essence, if your product is profitable on day 1, then you probably have a winning product. If not, then either keep testing different variations until you either lose $100 or make the product profitable. Obviously, whichever comes first. I would stick to these rules pretty religiously if you want to avoid falling into the rabbit hole. What to do if your product is a winner? In order to get to $1,000 per day, you're going to have to do a little bit of scaling with your ads once you find a winning product, unless you have like a 10 ROAS, but most people are going to have to. There's a few ways that you can do this, and I'm going to cover a few of the scaling tactics that have worked best for me in the past. If you do both of these things right away, getting to $1,000 per day in sales should only take like 3 to 7 days after finding your winning product. Obviously, assuming that everything goes good and you don't get banned and your ad stays consistent for those 3 to 7 days, of course. Launching new creatives. Launching new creatives with TikTok ads is a fundamental that you need to hang on to. It is the main driving factor of any successful scale on TikTok. Once your product is profitable, I recommend instantly getting new ad creatives to launch and run in the ad account. Like literally the next day, start that process. the more the better. They don't have to be completely different either. Same video with a different TikTok sound is good enough. You can also edit your clips together in a different order. You can test out entirely new clips. I mean, it depends on what your situation is and how much access you have to different clips in your product. If you're currently running a video with a sound on it, you can try a voiceover instead. You could also do the opposite. If you're currently running a voiceover, you can try it with a sound. There's endless opportunities for new ads to try, so don't get lazy and launch new creatives. I recommend for the first 2 to 3 weeks of scaling to try and launch a new ad creative every 3 to 4 days at the absolute minimum. The next method is the $100 per day top ad group scale campaign. This is the scaling strategy that I used in my 48-hour TikTok ads and dropshipping challenge. This is a vertical scaling tactic, which essentially means that you're putting more money into a specific campaign or ad group that has already been proven to work. The best way to perform this is to take your top performing ad group. The more sales it has, the better. Usually I look for ad groups that have 10 or more sales. Duplicate it into a new campaign. Set the new ad group budget in the new campaign to $100 per day, and then follow the same principles for analyzing the scaled ad group as we talked about before. 90% of the time this will work well, and it's a great way to get a good jump in sales and profit quickly without needing new creatives or just utilizing what you currently have working. This is very important, and again, this is a really great way to kind of take your base test campaign and move it into a scale campaign very quickly. You know, obviously without needing to order new creatives, you're basically just taking something that has already proven to work in the past and just doing it again at a higher budget. So for most of you, the mixture of these two things will get you to $1,000 per day fairly quickly as long as your ad stays consistent. And even if it doesn't stay consistent, if you're launching new creatives, at least within 3 to 4 days of finding the winner, you'll have another ad coming up, and hopefully that does just as well. Overview of the entire process and how to utilize this book to build a 1K per day TikTok ads dropshipping store. Now, we have covered the entire product testing system from start to finish. Product research, building your store, getting your ad creative, launching your initial test campaign, and analyzing your initial test campaign. We've also touched base on a couple really good scaling strategies to help bump you up to that initial $1,000 per day point. Now you're probably wondering, why would I put so much effort into writing this ebook? What's in it for me? Since I have provided you with this much value up to this point, it would mean the most to me if you read, or in this case, listen to the next paragraph, even if you don't want to, kind of like as a payment to me for sharing with you my strategies on how to get to 1,000 per day with TikTok ads and dropshipping. I wrote this ebook with the underlying goal of you finding a winning product using these methods. This is why it was massively important to me that you went into this ebook with the goal of taking action. I want you to win. I want my information to make you money. If my information provides you with value, I earn your trust. If I earn your trust, you subscribe to me on YouTube and come into my world. I make money in a few different ways by helping others in this industry. Obviously, I want to be as upfront as possible. We are both marketers, and we both know that having people in your world is really, really valuable. I own Viral Ecom Ads, where we provide proven to convert ad creatives to people just like you. I also own and operate a full-fledged dropshipping marketing agency where we completely automate the product testing and scaling process with Facebook and TikTok ads. This is primarily why my methods are so good and optimized. There have been hundreds of people that use Viral Ecom Ads and my marketing agency to have massive success in the e-commerce industry. I can only hope that you get good value out of this book and I earn your trust, that you can take a step into my world and look into the resources below. Thank you for reading up until this point, and I hope you're able to find a winning product using my methods I've shared with you in this ebook. So that was the end of the ebook, guys. If you did make it this far, make sure to let me know in the comment section. In the following pages, I basically just linked to my Instagram. I sent a link to viralecomads.com, which is my content creation company. I also sent a link to my YouTube channel where I post a lot of free content as well. So, of course, like always, make sure that you actually listen to this. If you're just an audiobook listener and you don't want to read the book, I understand. I would still highly recommend that you actually go through and read it. And there's a tons of video resources that I kind of skipped through on this audiobook because I can't really explain to you what a video resource is. You kind of have to go and click the link and watch the video. So, highly recommend actually reading the ebook, sitting down, looking at all the resources, and using this kind of like I said, like as the dropshipping Bible for TikTok ads. Like it really has everything that you need to get to this point. So if you're somebody that wants to get from 0 to 1,000 per day, I hope that you follow the things in this ebook and I hope that it helps you hit your goal. As for this audiobook, this is Brewer and I'm out. Peace. Hey guys, thanks so much for listening to my audiobook. Like I said, if you haven't gotten the actual ebook yet, you can print it out, you can do whatever you want with it, you can read it, you can view the resources. I will leave a link in the description so that you can go through and download that for yourself. But this was my first time kind of doing like an audiobook style of one of my ebooks. Like I said, I've written many ebooks in the past, but this is the first time I've actually taken it to this level. So super excited. I hope it helps some of you guys, and I hope that you guys really enjoy this video. And if you do, make sure that you leave a like. Even if you exited out of YouTube and you're just letting this play in the background, please reopen up YouTube and leave me a like. And if you're not subscribed, make sure to do that, because I really do put a lot of work in to provide you guys with the best e-commerce content, especially when it comes to TikTok ads and drop shipping. So super excited. I'm glad that this has brought you this much value, and I hope that you go and take action on it and see the results that you want to. But as for this video, this is Brewer, and I'm out. Peace.